We are back, and in just a few minutes, you could go on a bird walk with the Vail Nature Center, but we're going to learn about birds. Walking Mountains, Dale Versteegen is here, and he's got a little test for me today. And you know it's going to be a crazy day when Dale says, oh, this is a very hard challenge.
It's a difficult one today.
You're putting me on the spot.
I have. I like to do this. It makes it entertaining for everyone. But we've spoken about birds on this show before. We've mentioned the black-capped chickadee and the mountain chickadee as being an incredible bird of memory in that its hippocampus grows 30%, which is the area of the brain for memory, while it's hiding seeds. But we still have these fun sayings out there of you're a bird brain. We pick on people. We don't really consider birds incredibly smart. And so today I thought we'll have a bit of a challenge about the raven. Now, we commonly see the raven up at eagle's nest, and they're great at solving problems. They'll commonly mimic different calls. They can actually call some different animals into areas to help them out. One of the best known cases is in Yellowstone, some of the ravens will call the wolves in onto a kill to have the wolves actually work on opening it up so the ravens can get to the soft tissue. And so it's incredible what they can do. And I actually brought in a small challenge for you today, which a raven may find. We have some mimicked food floating in some water in a container. Now obviously we can't reach in, beak can't get in, but a raven can actually solve this problem to get the food out. And I've made it easy for you because I've brought the resources in that you could use.
Okay, he brought a box of rocks in. Okay, so I'm guessing I put the rocks in to help raise the food matter to
the top.
Upper thing.
And so ravens will commonly go out into the wilderness and use these intellectual abilities to solve problems to get into things. You can put them in. Now the interesting thing though is if you are too rough with this, you'll notice that the food is sinking to the bottom.
Oh gosh.
So a raven will actually learn this process as it goes through. And this is why it's a challenge. Ravens not only have the ability to start thinking on how to solve a problem, they're going to change their tactic as they're going through. And so I've already got Trisha's knocked down 3 of the pieces. There's 1 left.
Okay, I'll try not to knock
And so she's got to be gentle here on it. And so you may also see ravens down near the coast. They'll start picking up clams and mussels and things, and they'll actually fly to a certain height and drop them. And they'll pick a height which is relatively accurate as far as dropping them and cracking them open without actually smashing them everywhere. So they know how far to go without going too high or too low. Trish has unfortunately dropped them all down.
I'm going to have to stop. But I didn't even hit that one.
But this is where just the movement in the water was enough to make it fall. And a raven is going to see this and see it happen and actually learn over time. And so there's some amazing processes.
I learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson. They'll go out and use some things like rocks where they'll drop and raise a water level. They'll also get pieces of grass and actually put it down through holes and catch things. They'll mimic calls, as I've said earlier, to bring other animals in. They'll actually work as a group as well, where they'll call in one area where they find something so that everybody else who's searching can come in as well. And they'll work together. They're an incredible animal. Lifespan of 10 to 15 years in the wild, possibly up to 40 years in captivity.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're an incredible animal, and we encourage you to look out and watch them, because not only are they intelligent, their abilities on the wing are spectacular, and watching their rituals of locking claws and flying around together is breathtaking.
Now, how often will we see ravens around our area?
You can almost see them every day at the top of Eagle's Nest. So as you come up today on the hike at 11 or 2, we have a good chance of seeing them. And they're commonly around, and they're watching us because they've actually learnt we're not the cleanest of animals and we'll leave food around. And they'll take the opportunity of sitting up on a roofline somewhere, waiting for us to leave something sitting there, and they'll come in and take it. And some of their cousins are just as good as that, like the grey jay.
Okay, and they're not, like normally we'll see a lot of some of the other blackbirds that are down here. Are those more the crows?
More of the crows down here. So ravens are generally higher. Ravens are also a lot larger. One of the easiest ways to distinguish them is when they're on the wing, the raven actually has a triangle shaped tail where the crow is flat. And so as you're watching them, you can look for that. The other great thing is we like to look at them a little bit closer with binoculars, and a raven almost appears to be wearing a pair of shaggy pants. So if you come up, we can try and pull out some binoculars and show that to you as well.
Okay, and that's the thing. We can come with the gondola today. Opens at 10, 11 a.m. You have your free hike.
Yep, first hike. We've got a lot of different wildflowers coming out. We've got wild strawberries we can show you. Columbines are coming up at some different areas. We've got great discussions on what's actually happening with the mountain pine beetle, which we'll be having a bit of a show happening on that in a while as well. So come along and really look. And if you've already been once, come again, because the valley or the mountain area is continually changing. And so what you saw 2 weeks ago is going to be different from what you see this week.
Okay, great. Well, Dale, thanks for coming in. And Thanks for teaching me a lesson. I guess I didn't do it right.
Not
But you
quite
can
today.
learn more at walkingmountains.org or 827-9725. Don't forget, they do have that center that's at the top of the gondola in the Bailey's building. And that's where you can learn about their free guided hikes at 11 and 2 daily, and some of their other offerings that they offer later. And we've got another person from Walking Mountains talking to Tracy.